Good morning. Good day. Hello to you, whatever time it is where you are. It's 9 a.m. where I am in San Diego, California. It is time for Love Morning. It is a Love Ambassador meetup. You are invited because you are a Love Ambassador. You might be in semi-retirement. You might be feeling that maybe you haven't been drafted to the major leagues yet, but I can assure you, you are fully qualified. Have all the skills, talents, and natural gifts to be a Love Ambassador. So join us, share some gratitude, and let's connect and make this day better and better for all of us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Hello, Gerbot. Welcome. If you are here, say hello. Let us know that you are tuned in, adding your energy to this vibration. You can say good morning. You can share some gratitude. You can share anything that is in your head and heart. Something that happened to you yesterday, something that's going to happen today. And 'cause it's always better when it's in a song. It usually doesn't go on for too long. I try to make it rhyme the best I can. And even if you're questioning if I'm a man, that's always a little tricky these days. Because are they straight or queer or gays? There's a lot of ways that we can be identified. And if I can rhyme with that, it would be Sullivandamide. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. Oh man, the birds are chirping their little lungs out. I've shared this before, the idea that, what are birds saying? Are they just saying like, worm, I know where the worms are. I know where food is. Where's the food? Where's the food? Where's the food? Someone says, no, I think what they're saying is, hallelujah, hallelujah, what a gift it is to be alive. Now when I hear birds, I think that. I'm like, yeah. Good morning, Razorblade. Happy to start this day with you or end your day. We can bookend this day. Have you seen that project where, I think Zefrank did this, where you had people figured out where, according to a map or a globe, opposite sides of the worlds were, and had people put a piece of bread and make a world sandwich. I don't think we're exactly on the opposite side, but, we could do a symbolic world sandwich, not bread sandwich, world sandwich. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for progress on my journey to moving into a new place and progress on my own mental state of staying regulated and calm as we undertake all the many tasks involved with moving. And I'm so grateful for Lisa. My partnership continues to be the priority in my life and the most significant lesson, classroom, and anchor in my life. Good morning, Juan. Good morning, Lily. Lily says, I am grateful that Cyndi Lauper is doing a farewell tour and that I get to go with my friends. It's been such a difficult last several years. It will be wonderful to finally get out and do something again. What a cool thing to get to do. I recently watched the We Are the World documentary, which is it's great. I really enjoyed it. It takes you to a different time in history, but it's a time when Cyndi Lauper was the queen. And it's awesome. I mean, she is such a unique voice. And amongst all these legends, she's so competent and so unique and really beautiful. I also I'm not a fan in the way that I imagine you are, but the little pieces of Cyndi Lauper's present day contributions to dialogue and to humanity and to civility and humanity. Yeah, I think seems to be a beautiful human being. Although it's hard for me to remember Cyndi Lauper without her videos. And I remember in The Girls Just Want to Have Fun, her her dad character was played by Captain Lou Albano, who was a big character in wrestling, and that was young enough in my years when I was still interested in wrestling. He was a manager of some of the wrestlers, and he had a piercing with rubber bands that hang from his cheek. That's my memory. I could be wrong, but that is my memory. And I don't think he is on tour with her though, so I think we're all safe. Good morning, Annalise. Annalise was just saying, I was literally just thinking how cool your lady is. She bought that photo shoot for your son and his mother. Oh, I think I may have mistyped that if that's the case. No, Amy hired the photographer for our family. So Amy hired the photographer in her home city for us to take the picture. But Lisa is absolutely supportive of my relationship with Asher and Amy, and a year ago, a little less than a year ago, I was in a massive nerve pain situation, if you remember, and Asher visited during Christmas time, and I couldn't do anything, and I spent a lot of the visit lying down and icing, and I couldn't, and Lisa was so awesome, and just like she played with Asher and she took over, and so I'm super grateful for that. But I am so grateful for both of those powerful, awesome women in my life. Lisa as my partner and Amy as mother to Asher, and just incredible woman in charge of way more than one person should have to do by herself, but she's incredible. Gerbot is grateful for my local weatherman, Mark Finan, who transitioned to YouTube after retiring from KCRA and is doing morning reports even while he's on a road trip across the country to see the fall colors. You had mentioned that before. I'm glad you're still enjoying it. That's what a cool thing. And what a cool thing that he has a following, that he can move to YouTube and keep doing his thing the way he likes to do it. That's rad. Gerbot, feeling the We Are the World. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. Has anyone seen that documentary? It came out in the last year, I believe. What is the part that was so... I'm trying to remember who it was that was... Anyway, it's so many big stars in one place, and they only had one night. You know, it wasn't like they all recorded themselves. And I mean, that's unheard of, unprecedented. And the egos, and you know, there's some people who have character, I know who it was. Bob Dylan was, Bob Dylan is not known for being just a vocally talented individual, and he's trying to sing the song, and then he was really struggling, and then Stevie Wonder, if I remember this correctly, he did a Bob Dylan impression to teach Bob Dylan how he should sing the song. That's how good Stevie Wonder is. All good, Annalise. I appreciate you. Good morning, Juan. Juan says, I am grateful for life in general. The trees changing colors, nice weather, people spreading love to the world, and you doing this. Thank you, Juan. Thanks for being a part of it. Yeah, I get to see just the beginning of changing colors when I was in Connecticut visiting Asher about a month ago, 3 weeks ago. And my parents are in Virginia right now, really enjoying the colors. It's not something that we really experience here in San Diego. We give trade-offs, like it's still very comfortable t-shirt or tank top weather here, but we do not have the pageantry of a tree runway show. Gerbot says, I vividly remember We Are the World that came out when I was a kid. Yeah, there was the Do They Know It's Christmas, which was the English version that was done for the starving Africans, and then the We Are the World. These, and then there was the Farm Aid after that. It was kind of a thing for a while that they would do these big fundraisers. I guess they still do occasionally, but not at that level. Not at that level. Anybody else have something that they want to share that they are grateful for? I'm continually grateful by my relationship and the way that I am. It continues to be a healing and self-help tool. We went to the place that we have the lease in hand. We haven't signed it yet, but we're about to sign this lease. And I had to measure an area that I think that there's going to be room for the Hugmobile to be parked on. There's a huge parking area. So there's an area for the Hugmobile to be on property and not be at a storage unit anymore, which would be pretty awesome. And we measured different rooms to try to figure out where things were going to go. One of the things that I looked at the house trying to figure out where would the cable modem be, because I did a bunch of research to figure out where the best internet is. The best internet is through Cox Cable, but there was no cable connection in the house. Now the cable connection is in the office. It's on the first floor. So I might be asking you, Gerbot, for some advice. If the cable modem has to be on the first floor, I've been reading things online that if you do a mesh network and have your router on the ceiling, it still can be good in the house above. But I'm a little stressed about that. On the plus side, they have a 2 gig peak download speed, which would be pretty rad. So, but my point is, I'm so grateful there's this going to the house and realizing that there's so many things to figure out. Where's this going to go? What are we going to do with this room? How is this going to go? I want to put that. Am I going to have to get rid of that? Is there going to be room for that? And realizing that there's going to be these conversations where I'm going to have to work with Lisa. How do you see this room? And I'm like, I don't know. And if it's just me, I can go, I'll figure it out later. But there's a little bit different situation having to solve problems together and to communicate, like, I'm not ready to talk about this right now, or I defer to you, whatever you want. And I'm continually getting to a place where I'm feeling constricted, anxious, starting to get dysregulated. And I'm so grateful, first off, that Lisa is so sensitive to that and so aware of it. Not just in general, she's aware of human responses, and as a coach herself, she's very patient. Like, what happened yesterday? Oh, what did she do? She said, she came back from picking up moving boxes, and she goes, Tuesday's going to be a big day. Oh, I guess we're a yes, because she goes, we're moving next Tuesday. She goes, next Tuesday is a big day. We have movers hired. That's when we get our keys. I'm like, wait, what? And I go, you mean the movers are going to come to your storage unit? She goes, well, they're going to come first to here, to our house, then to the storage unit, and then drop off at the new place. And this was a new plan for me. Initially, we were going to try to get the keys early so we could move some things on our own before storage, and that felt a little safer for me. I could think some things through before I boxed everything up. So this new plan, I was like, wait, so we're not going to have a time? And she said, no, it's all going to be on Tuesday. And I was unable to hide my fear. I was like, I thought I was gonna get some time to do that. And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. Or I don't know exactly what I said, but what would have been the strong supportive thing would have been like, all right, let's do this. But I did not do that. And my response could have easily put her into a place. In fact, if we were switched, I would have been like, what? we got to do this stuff. Come on, like if we don't move forward, like I have to make some decisions. Like, and she was totally cool. And then, like 10 minutes later, I was like, "Hey, sorry, I was not more supportive and enthusiastic about that news." And she goes, "Hey, you had to process that stuff." I'm like, "Yes, thank you." So I am so grateful for that kind of her ability to see and feel my energy and not react, not be defensive, not have a need to respond to my energy, just to like allow it without creating a story or judging me or making it worse. So grateful for a mature partner. And the other thing that I'm grateful about is that as I start to feel like, what if this happens? What if we can't afford it? I'm like, we are on an adventure and she's the one I want to be on life's adventure with. So whatever happens, that's the adventure I want to be on because I'm with her. And that is the fucking awesome. That is such I've never been in that place where the circumstances of my life are way less important than the person that I'm with. And if I keep remembering that, I keep reminding myself, then anything external that is stressful, I can make it, that's okay. It's going to be okay. Especially if she thinks it's going to be okay. Then I can just trust her for a little bit more. Lean into her confidence and wisdom and experience. She says, are you okay with me project managing this move? Would it be stressful for you if I had a list of tasks that we need to do each day? And I'm like, oh no, I think that'd be good. As long as I'm okay, you're okay with me saying like, I don't want to look at that right now, or that's too much for me right now. She's like, great. Juan is grateful for the wonderful people in his life. That's what a good thing to be reminded of. To remember so that you don't take for granted. To bring those people into thoughts like, oh my gosh, I have this person in my life. I have that person in my life. Or even I had that person in my life. Oh, I'm so grateful that I have the experiences and memories and ripples from my grandpa in my life. I'm so grateful that my parents are still alive and are so supportive of me. Good morning, Brent. Good morning, Alicia. Thank you, Razorblade. Thank you. Occasionally I will see a post from someone, a friend, a Facebook friend, and they will be, someone saying like, you know what, I've realized that I really want to be in a partnership. It's a pretty common desire for life. I want to find a partner. And I keep having to remember, like, I won the jackpot. Like, of all the goals of life, this is awesome. This is a level of contentment and achievement feels wrong, but I guess that I didn't think was going to be a part of this incarnation. I just got to keep remembering that. Paney says, I friggin' love me some Lopper. Wow, 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 I realize. That was my Lopper at We Are the World impression. Anybody else want to share a little gratitude today? Maybe someone in their life, specifically someone in your life, you're like, I'm grateful that they're in my life. I'd love to hear a name or you don't have to say their name if you think that they might not like that. You say, my childhood friend. I'm grateful for my childhood friend, Scott. He was my best friend in high school. He is an attorney who has a life very different from mine, but he is such a a introspective, honest person who is so concerned with his growth and doing the right thing, and he so pursues understanding others. It's so fun to be like when he meets new people, he has this inquisitive nature that is, it's almost like a child. Like, well, why did you do that? And what is this about? How did that happen? And like, oh, so I'm so grateful for having him as an ally and a confidant and someone who, even though would never make many decisions that I've made, he's always able to compassionately hear and help me. Suzanne, good morning. Suzanne says, so grateful for my son. What a gift to the world he is. How old is he now? Good morning, Charles. Charles says, my girlfriend and I both came out of abusive relationships. We had to deal like that too. Nice to have that now. I'm grateful for my girlfriend. 9 years together. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm guessing that as you both came from abusive situations, that you had to probably work really hard to not project old wounds onto the new person. And hopefully, it sounds like you both had enough patience when the old things came up that you could help each other work through and trust and fall into that. 9 years, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Gerbot says, grateful for my emeritus, is that how you pronounce that word? Emeritus? Professor turned friend who I had lunch with yesterday. Cool. 5 years old, little boy. That is super. That's Asher's 5.5. That is a very fun age, I'm finding. So much creativity that I'm experiencing through Asher at 5. Beautiful, Charles. You know what? As I said, I'm going to take a break. I'll read that in a second, Brent. So I've been really feeling this dual needs or desires to do more non-digital coaching. Well, I won't say non-digital. I guess paid coaching work, or more official. Like people sign up and you're going to be there. Like there's going to be the Ambassador Summit, January 11th and 12th in San Diego. We're going to do that. It's going to be the second one we've done it. That one is gearing up. But I'm also thinking about maybe doing a men's group, an online men's group, I think, and maybe some one-on-one coaching. And there's a part of me that my imposter syndrome stuff is like, well, who are you? You're still figuring your life out. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I think we're all... Then, when I think into my deeper wisdom, I'm like, yeah, but we're all figuring our things out. And I think I have enough awareness that I can be an ally to someone who is desiring growth. Like as you shared your experience, like I bet if you and your partner, Charles, wanted to have some couples therapy and work on your communication, or work through a struggle, or take your relationship to the next level, I'm pretty confident that I would be able to help with that. And just as an example, not that you need it. In fact, the best kind of therapy is when you don't need it, but you desire to be healthier. You desire to be more skilled in communication and self-regulation and helping the partner and things like that. But anyway, I'm trying to work through any fears or insecurities around new roles, or not new, but roles that I have not taken on since pre-COVID. Suzanne says, also really grateful for a partner that feels so secure and loving. That's That's got to make the struggles of parenting so much easier. Brent says, I am so grateful every day to love a woman, my wife Susan, who loves me, is a boy mom, 3 times boy mom, and trained in education and compassion for special needs students, patiently accepting my late life ADHDism. Our second wedding anniversary is weeks away. I love your love, Brent. I love the way you talk about Susan. It is awesome. I love it hearing when people glow and gush about their partners. I have been known to do that. Glacia says, grateful for trust in each other. Nice. Juan says, I'm grateful for my friend Camila, even though she's not good at texting or calling. Since I mentioned to her that I was feeling lonely living in a different country, she's been texting me every day. How awesome. How awesome that you mentioned it, that you reached out and you said, I am feeling this way. I think that's that. Sometimes those of us that have trouble asking for help or expressing any weakness or struggle, we're denying our friends the opportunity to gift. And if you've ever been able to give a gift, the feeling of being able to be a hero and help is so awesome. I have to remind myself that all the time of when, not all the time, I should be better at saying, hey, I could use a little support, or I could use a little reminder of yada, 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 and let people show up for me. Anyone else want to share any gratitude before we go off into our days? I want to remind you that if you are a human being, you are also a love ambassador. And the idea of being a love ambassador is that you don't need to wait until you have a grand opportunity to save the world. That we can make the world better every single day by having the mentality of gifting. What are the teeny tiny ways that I can make the world a little bit better? Help someone out a little bit with just a kindness, a good morning, a hello. Maybe thinking of someone, maybe even sending a text that says, thinking about you. I encourage you to do that as soon as we're done here. Send a text to, scroll through your phone, pick someone that's either between A and L, and just go, thinking about you. Hope all is well. Don't ask for them to send anything back. Just, if they didn't write it back, it would just make them go, nice. And that is part of being a love ambassador, just adding little bits of hello to your neighbors, letting people know where you can be friendlier. And then if you have the opportunity, do something grand. So thank you for being a love ambassador here, adding your good vibes and goodness into this so that we can all take this collective stew of positivity and gratitude, feel that, and extend those ripples into the world as we go into the day. And if you are in a position where that sounds like a lot, and that maybe you need some self-care today and you need to be some isolation and some rest, that counts. That is the exact thing I'm talking about. It's a tiny gesture of kindness and goodness towards yourself. That counts. So thank you for being a love ambassador. Thank you for adding to this love ambassador meetup. Juan says, I'm grateful for the bright light that Hug Nation shines on all of us. And with that, wherever you are, give yourself a big squeeze. Appreciating your body and all of us here, appreciating our opportunities and amplifying one another's gratitudes as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of my dear Grandpa Caleb and all of us here, thanks for being here for this love morning. I love you. Hope your day or night goes beautifully. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Charles. We've got a week to get ready for the movers. Dun, dun, dun.